ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಆದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ.
It's on, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, all of you, and welcome to Technology Committee meeting, Saturday morning meeting. We are pleased to welcome all of you to this meeting, and we are really excited to present another session on one of the most innovative topic that many chartered accountants have requested, and we are looking forward for this Google Data Studio session. Before we start, I would like to invite Mihir Bhai to give opening remarks for today's session.
Thank you, Namrata. I just wanted to participate as a student of Rinki, and welcome Rinki. We have all heard of stories and captions about in God we trust and data we believe, but I'm sure now it is definitely becoming a reality. It's like churning an entire ocean to get that one drop of an elixir. And today that is a situation. If we really look around, there's so much of data. There was mega data, tera data, now that you have big data. And in this entire world of data, there is a relevance which you need to really connect these data points to really get what you want. And I believe that's where the world is really looking at the, things, a dashboard which one can really be helped with. I'm actually coming as a student, Rinki, so I wouldn't say anything else. I would hand it back to Namrata with big thank you to you. We are all waiting to be enlightened.
Thank you, Mihir Bhai. For the benefit of members, let me give you a little heads up about Technology Committee of BCAS. At Technology Committee, we strive to bring all innovative technology ideas and technology tools that would help chartered accountant in their day-to-day operation to expand their business practices and also to make life easy by just one click. There are so many aspects that I learned by participating in sessions conducted by this committee, and probably I could say that the task which I used to execute in probably 7 to 8 hours is now I can do it in maybe less than 2 or 3 hours. That is the power of technology. Let us all strive to bring in technology for the benefit of our life and our future growth. With this, let me introduce speaker for the today's meeting, Rinki Chajjed. Rinki is an ICAI rank holder and with 10 years of experience with leading MNCs in infrastructure sector, where she focused on project finance, conducted due diligence for mergers and acquisition, buyback, and finance restructuring. She has specialization in financial modeling and valuation of many companies. Today, we are going to learn from her how to make use of Google Data Studio using dashboard. With this, over to you, Rinki. Looking forward to a lot of understanding about this concept. My request to all the members is, I understand all of us have a lot of questions, but we usually strive to take question towards the end of the session because many times it is experienced that many questions that we have are usually addressed by the speaker while he or she is explaining. So probably let us give Rinki all the time that we have with us and let us hold on our questions towards the end of the session. All the best, Rinki. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Namrata, for the sweet and short introduction. And thank you, Mihir, sir. Actually, you took my introduction slides. The, the things which I wanted to convey was conveyed by Mihir, sir. A few years back, if I say technology and CA could be like complement, but it was not that important. But now CAs had to be technical. There is no room to keep technology backside. To give a webinar on technology and on this platform, it would be my father's dream because nowhere I was connected to technology. during 10 years. But after this pandemic, everything changed. Everything changed. How I upskill myself with a technical knowledge and how that has given me that spotlight, that story I want to bring. And those stories can be brought very, very effective manner through this dashboards, which I want to share with my fraternity. Saturday morning 10 to 12:30 session of March month for a CA, how important it would be. And I cannot afford to take a boarding session on this. So this is most current, this is most dynamic and most interactive dashboard session you will be experiencing. And after this webinar, I'm sure many of us will prepare masterpieces and there'll be huge spotlight given to your career. It's a like a you will having an opportunity here. You will experience once I go through. So the mission of our session will be, just let me know, Namrata, if my slides are moving.
Sure, I'll do that. We can see
So,
unlock the power of data.
yes. So this is our mission of this session. Unlock the power of data, beautiful reports that inspire smarter business decision. It's easy and free. This is a tagline of Google Data Studio. The topic today, Google Data Studio. So what they mean by data, interactive dashboards, beautiful reports, and how it will help us to make smarter business decision. So बहुत भारी भारी वर्ड्स हो गए, डेटा, इंटरैक्टिव डैशबोर्ड्स, ब्यूटीफुल रिपोर्ट्स. तो इंटरैक्टिव, व्हाट आर दिस एडजेक्टिव्स यूज्ड फॉर डैशबोर्ड्स? ब्यूटीफुल, इंटरैक्टिव, तो हर एक मीनिंग का कुछ है डैशबोर्ड, whether it's giving value for money, that we need to see. So first we understand what is data all about, the role and the journey of data. Data is something like values, facts, figures, जो हमारे पास हर जगह हर place में है. But when this raw data is processed in something which is added meaning, it becomes an information. And when this information is given to the capacity to take actions and can judge according to the past experience, this becomes knowledge. And then this knowledge is then put into action and decisions are taken. So how this data, the small facts, figures which we have, rows and numbers of columns, millions of columns and millions of rows, becomes a decision, has to be understood very clearly. When I mean what is data, what is information? So what is a pyramid of decision making? We start with the raw data, and then this data is converted into information by adding meaning to that data. I have lots of rows of sales, but for years together, 10 years together, that will not give me any information. But when I aggregate that, compute the sales growth rate, a trend for last 10 years, that is an information. That when that information is relevant to a business, that becomes knowledge for the stakeholders, and that knowledge is used for decision making. So a simple example, my data is read a location 192.234, which is a Google location. What does it mean? I don't have what the meaning of this data is. South facing traffic light on the corner of this and this street has turned red. So many traffic signals are turning red. What this information means to me becomes my knowledge. That traffic light where I'm driving has become red. So using this knowledge, when I take the decision that I need to stop my car so that I don't end up in a penalty, is my wisdom. So how this small piece of information has changed my decision. This is the pyramid power of the data, which we need to unlock. So what Google Data Studio or what a business intelligence tool does is, it converts this more raw data into information. So the process of first to second is the thing of is the role of is the role of a business, any business intelligence tool. So what is the role of business intelligence tool? As I said, when data is converted into information by some process, it is called business intelligence. So there are various tools available. First, I'll say how, like I have this data. chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, like this. This is the sales data. So in my context, it is number of ice cream sold yesterday. How many cups? This is my question. How many ice creams are sold yesterday? This information is then processed, and then this information can be presented in three ways. Of course, speed, smell, and all I have overlooked. The only numerical data I have taken. So this information through sight can be presented in three formats. One is text, one is numerical, and third one is visual. So text will be yesterday 5 vanillas, 3 strawberries, 1 chocolate tubs was sold. Numerical is I give the date, I give the categories, and tell how many. And visual will be that I present through the chart. So lot of these are the types of the visualization tools available, and science has facts that visual charts are more effective. It's not I am saying that, there is scientific reason behind it. So what are those reasons is 90% of information a person perceives through sight. 70% of sensory receptors are in the eyes. About 50% of human brain neurons are involved in processing of visual information. Human productivity increases by 17% if we are working with a visual information than the text information or numerical information. So a person understands 323% better if the answer contains an illustration. And a person understands visual information 60,000 times faster compared to the same information which is presented in a text format. So this text format we can convey our results more 60,000 times faster by presenting it through visual than in text. This is the gist of this slide. So we understood how data is converted into information and what is the role of any Power BI, any business intelligence tool, and why in business intelligence tool we can always argue the reports or the PowerPoint presentations or whatever make are effective, but they were effective. They are not effective now. Now visualization, world has changed, technology has come. There are various tools of business intelligence available in the market, and we as a chartered accountant need to change the way we are presenting the data. We cannot sit back and with the numbers do the back calculation and allow other professionals to take our numbers and present. We have to come forward to present our data, and those data should be presented in a manner which looks expertise. An expert dashboard should be presented, and it does not require any coding experience or anything, any prior knowledge about the technology. It's just simple steps. If we follow, we will be able to present the data which we have worked. We can show our results. We need not depend on other analysts or other MBAs presenting our data. So this is an important piece of information which I need to share. Like now, who won the most medal in the Rio? I could present this in a text format. I could present in a table format, giving all the details. But when I present this in the picture format, this picture will be captured in my mind always. So whenever I think of Rio medals, this picture will click, and I know US is the highest, and then China, and then Russia, and all. So the picture thing, the visual thing will always remain in our mind. And when we talk about that, that will come automatically. So what are the requisites of a visualization tool? When we understood what is the importance of how visualization should be there, then what are the requisites? So first is data integration. There should any visual tool you're presenting should have the capability to combine data from different sources. It is not that everything will not be available as a plain vanilla sheet. We need to gather the data. So, and any tool should be available so that it can merge the data from different sources and derive information from it. Transformation. So a visualization tool should have the capability of computing upon those numbers. Those numbers, facts, figures, data will be there, but computing insights on that numbers is very important. So there should be computed metrics, there should be formulas, so that we can derive some information knowledgeable and relevant from those data. Presentation, there should be wide varieties of visual tools like visualization charts, bars uh, available in a visualization tool. Formatting should be easy. There should be security for the data. The main thing is all the information which we are dealing will be a very confidential information of company. So we cannot overlook this aspect. Security is at most important. When we bring everything on the cloud, it is very necessary that it is in a protected channel. Sharing, it should be, we might make very beautiful dashboards through other options available, very customized, very beautiful, but what is the use if we are not able to share with the stakeholders? What is the use if we are not able to share it with the public who requires this information or who can be inspired using this information? So sharing is the most important criteria to value various business intelligence tool available. User friendly, it should be user friendly. The learning curve should be minimum and it should be cost effective. छोटे बिजनेस के लिए बड़ा खर्चा करना कोई फायदा नहीं. So what we need to do is it should be in a cost effective, user friendly, minimum time we need to suit. बनिया बुद्धि वो यूज करना पड़ेगा. So what are the business intelligence tool available in the market? There are various tools like Power BI, Tableau, Google Sheet, MS Excel also has a dashboard. Now we are going to talk about Google Data Studio. Here I want to share some information. During this lockdown time, first financial model,
Rinki, you are on mute.
am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible.
Okay. So I think the last point I left is business intelligent tools available in the market.
That's true.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption. So here I want to share my experience, how I came about this Google Data Studio, कैसे use किया. First, before this pandemic and all, physical meeting hota tha. I used to show the financial model, which is very complex, and show what are the results and all. But due to this pandemic, everything became online. I have to share the results in a manner which is, I cannot share the whole model to the stakeholders. I need to give something very only the results, but that should be dynamic. If I change some values, the results should change automatically. At that point of time, a business intelligent tool should be used. I got to know. So now what are the tools available? So I had Tableau, I had Power BI, I had Google Excel data, MS Excel. MS Excel में करना very easy है. वो जो financial model जो बनाते हैं MS Excel में, तो उनके लिए एक डैशबोर्ड बनाना कोई छोटी बड़ी बात नहीं है. लेकिन to make that interactive, as interactive with minimum number
Rinki, you are on mute, Rinki.
I don't know why it is going on mute every time, because I am not pressing any icon.
Okay. Is it because I guess you were sharing screen before this? Anyways, continue. I'll check with BCS team why this is happening.
Okay. So that time, something with less investment, I had to make a dashboard. So that time I discovered this Google Data Studio, which is freely available, a cloud-based service, and that too from a very secure company, Google. So when started with this, you will not imagine, within 3 days, I was able to finish the learning various aspects of this Google Data Studio online. And now I'm able to prepare the dashboards corresponding to my financial model, data source, any type of data source. I can link it to my Google Data Studio, present reports and share very easily. Anywhere in the world, I can share this Google Data Studio just by giving them the link and they open. There is no need for a separate installation required in their mobile or in their desktop. So it's just like sending an email. I just need to send an email of my results, and that is changing every time. I don't do it manually. It is automated. So what is Google Data Studio? Here I told why I use Google Data Studio. That was my experience. Google Data Studio is a newcomer in this visualization market. There are various players, Power BI, Tableau, which were introduced in 2013. This is 2016 product of a Google. It is a part of Google Analytics 360. So it is part of very big puzzle of Google Analytics suite, which contains Google attribution, Google ads, Google YouTube channel, all these things. Of that, one part is Google Data Studio. It is completely free. There is no paid version of it. And it is alternative to paid versions like Power BI and Tableau. Google Data Studio is a cloud based. So there is no installation, separate installation required. If you want to use Google Data Studio, all you need is an internet connection and a Gmail account to make a report, which I think everyone has today. There is no requirement to download a separate app like how you need to do for Power BI. So if one person has a paid version of it, you cannot share. That is not a requirement here. It's a cloud based. So simultaneously, many people can put in their efforts in the same report, or they can combine the data source and prepare a report and share very easily. So these are the main features and what is Google Data Studio. So you don't need to be a tech savvy or any programming language is required. How do we use a smartphone? Same way we are going to use a thing. Now, this smartphone thing I'm saying, there are available iPhones, there is available Android market. So we know the differences between both. One is premium, one is user friendly, one is little technical. You have sharing disabilities there. It cannot be compatible with your Windows laptop and all everything. Same way Google Data Studio and Power BI. अगर हम एप्पल और एक एंड्रॉयड फ़ोन को कंपेयर करेंगे उसमें क्या डिफरेंस निकलेगा, तो वैसे ही एक एंड्रॉयड फ़ोन का क्या कैपेबिलिटीज़ है वो है हमारा गूगल डेटा स्टूडियो. स्मॉल बजट में बहुत सारी चीज़ें करना, और सेम वे बट इट इज़ नॉट एज कॉम्प्लेक्स. जो कॉम्प्लेक्स डेटा होता है, जो एनालिस्ट यूज़ करते हैं, जो डेटा इंजीनियर्स यूज़ करते हैं, दैट डेटा we of course require some technical thing like Power BI. So this is Google Data Studio. Now, how does it work? There are three processes in Google Data Studio. One is, first you need to connect your data. That will become your data source. Then you need to prepare the report. There will be a canvas given and you need to prepare the charts you like and all the information you want to share. And then you need to share that. So this is three simple process: connect, visualize and share. How do you connect? Now connecting, now that comes हम जो पहले डिस्कस किए थे, the data to be converted into information. Here Google Data Studio called it as a data connectors. The word given is data connector. So this raw data available, no, the facts, figures which we are available in various forms will be connected through a data connector to the data source. The data source is this document which the Google Data Studio will use, understand that this is the data from which I need to prepare the report. So there should be a connector between your raw data and the data source. Now this data connectors, ये बहुत important है कोई भी business intelligence tool को समझने के लिए. Like there might be various data connectors or there may be limitations in this. Data connectors are two types in Google Data Studio. One are Google connectors, they are family connectors or partner connectors. So available data connectors if you see, तो जो भी Google ecosystem में आता है, that are native connectors. So it blend very easily. You can derive data very easily and prepare reports out of this, like Google AdWords, BigQuery, Google Sheet, a CSV file, a Google Analytics, Attribution 360, YouTube Analytics, MySQL. So you need not do any formatting of that data. What happens is whatever data is stored directly comes to your data source without doing any extra work. There are partner connectors also which are available, and I haven't explored many of them, but it is not a paid version. But here we need to note that for other business intelligence tools, there might be a lot of data connectors, but they are all paid versions. Or as a CA, I think the most thing we will be using is MS Excel or Google Sheets, which we know. So Google Sheet को अगर हमें data source में connect करना है, very easy. So you can access 800 data sets by 513 connectors available. So कुछ भी मार्केट में उठा लो जिसमें आपके पास डेटा है, उस डेटा को आप इजीली गूगल डेटा स्टूडियो में कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. इनमें से 20 गूगल कनेक्टर्स है और 493 आर पार्टनर कनेक्टर्स. So when we connect our data, the first screen they will show is this one. So these are Google connectors. So this file, any MS Excel file, cannot be directly loaded into Google Data Studio. What it need to be done is it need to be saved as a CSV file and then connect. Or what you need to do is import the data into Google Sheet and then connect. These are the available data connectors.
Your screen is not visible.
This one?
Screen
This
is not
one, sir,
visible. Please share the screen.
Rinki, are you trying to share screen now?
Yes, I'm trying to share my screen. Is it visible now?
Your desktop is visible.
Okay. I just stop sharing. Visible now?
It's loading. Do you want me to share screen? If it is in PPT form, please share. I will start sharing from my end. Oh, it's visible now.
So my screen is on data connectors, right?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. What was the last screen which was visible to you people?
If you can scroll a few slides up, that will please go. This was not visible. Please scroll few slides up.
Data Studio.
I think we've missed all these slides.
Oh. So
This
I was
was-
talking
okay.
without having screen.
One second. Go to next slide. Next. This was the last slide. Prerequisite of visualization tool.
Okay. So I told you about what were the data available, business intelligence tool, this screen, which contains a lot of tools to visualize data. Are you with me, Namrata?
Yes.
So these are the tools which are available in the market. From Google Data Studio is what today we are going to talk about. And Google Data Studio, this is a screen which shows that what is Google Data Studio actually about. So Google Data Studio was introduced in 2016. It is a tool, online tool for converting data into reports. It is completely free and it is a cloud-based service. So you need not be a Is it visible?
Rinki, you are on mute, Rinki.
No. Is it visible? I'm not on mute now.
Okay. Yes. Your screen
Actually,
is not visible.
No, ma'am, presentation not visible.
Actually, what happens is, I think there's an unstable network issue.
Let me know how I can help you with this so we can give best experience to all the participants.
Can we share
Just
the
a minute,
screen
I'll
from
connect
our
with-
side, Namrata?
Yes, we can. If I get access to presentation, I can try that.
Namrata, I'm sending you the presentation.
Okay.
Kindly share me your mail ID.
Your WhatsApp is also fine if you want me to share on my okay, I'll text you my email ID also, whatever is comfortable.
Have you got that?
Not yet, Rinki.
It's showing received. Hello.
Yes, 1 second, I'm sharing screen. Presentation is visible to all.
Yes.
Thanks, Gaurav.
Uh,
Is this the slide you are looking at, Rinki?
yes, just move next slide. So the process of Google data, so sorry for the inconvenience. I think the internet was unstable. That's why. So I spoke about how connector, visualize and share. Next screen, please. First connect. So how Google Data Studio will understand your raw data and use a data connector to convert into the data source, which will be used for making Google presentations or reports. So raw data are available in various forms, like you have a Google Ad, Google Sheets and all. So these data connectors will be in two formats. One is Google's native data connector and Google partner connectors. So there are, next slide. So there are at least 513 Google connectors available, out of which 20 are Google connectors and they have a partner connection, 493. So almost all the names wherein you store your data will be covered by this partner connectors, like BigQuery, SQL, YouTube, anything. So as a CA, the most thing which we will be using is Google Google Sheets or a CSV file, because we have information stored in Excel, which can be copied in the CSV file, saved as a CSV file, and then upload in the Google Data Studio or Google Sheets, which we can import our data or make a Excel workings in Google Sheet itself. These other connectors like AdWord, Google Analytics are mostly used for by digital marketeers. So next slide. So when we open a Google Data Studio dashboard, this when we click on the data source, this will be the available screen. So this will show the list of the connectors available. So we at present we have 20 connectors, 20 connectors out of which these 20 connectors are Google connectors, which are in the system of Google ecosystem. And if you scroll down, you will be able to see the partner connectors. So when we want to connect, just connect, select the icon which you want to connect, and it will directly take into your drive where you will have your sheets saved. Then select the Google Sheet you want to connect, and it will automatically connect to the Google Data Studio from which reports will be prepared. Next slide. Second thing is visualize, that is creation of report. So the process of creating a report will be like, first you connect, once you connect your data source, you all the columns in your Google Sheet. I'm taking an example of a Google Sheet wherein I've worked, and it will be more relevant for a CA perspective. So whatever the columns in the Google Sheet you have, that will become fields. So Google Data Studio will automatically define the type of the field. So if it's a date field, it will define a date. If it is a text format, it will be text. Or if it's a numerical, you can also change that, a geo map, currency. Currently in Google Data Studio, it understands more than 40 to 50 languages, and currencies, around 60 currencies it is able to format. Then there are predefined templates available. So you can take those templates or create a blank template. Once you select data source and define the field, there will be a connect button. I'll show you the process once I go to my presentation. Then you insert chart. These are called visuals in Data Studio. So there are around 33 variants of charts available, and 40 partner community visualizations. So there's a wide variety of charts available. So you can make very interesting reports, and that too interactive. When you select any visual, there'll be two things. One is dimension and one is metric. Dimensions are something, you need to define dimensions and you need to define metrics. I will explain you these features when I go to a report. Then you insert a control, format that visual, and you select interaction and sorting feature, and your report is ready. So what you need to do is, once you connect your data, it is just in half an hour job how you create a presentation. What and all visuals you want to add in a dashboard, you add that, and then it is done for, it is very good for sharing. This is my second process. Next slide. So I'll show you first what is the step. Like first I have connected this is a Google Data Studio interface. So when first I need to log in through my Gmail account to googledatastudio.google.com, and you will see the screen. So here is my login ID, and I need to create a report. So whatever report I have already prepared will be shown here, and this plus icon, no, this is a blank report. There are sample templates, I told you it's available. So you can pick any template from that side and use, or you can create a blank template, and you need to connect your data source. The second tab, data source, is what we are going to connect. Next slide. So again, it will bring in the same screen. What is our data source? So assuming our data source is a Google Sheet, we connect our data to the Google Data Studio by selecting the type of the data available or the channel in which it is available. So there are various channels. by connecting the data connector, just click one option and you just need to select, and once you select that, there'll be a connect button. Next sheet, next slide. So there, once you select Google Sheets, whatever the Google Sheets which are there in our drive, which is there in my drive, like owned by me, shared by me, or anything, will be available in this third column. So I need to select the sheet which I'm going to use for preparing report. The example, I have selected EPI gender wage gap sheet, worksheet. Once I select the worksheet, whatever worksheets available in within that Google spreadsheet file will be available in the fourth column. That is hourly wage and citation. So I'm going to prepare a report out of hourly wage. So once I select that, there'll be two options available. Use first rows as header, include hidden and filtered cell. So select Google Data Studio assumes your first row as a header. If it is not there, just uncheck that box. And if there are some hidden rows or cells, filtered cell, whether you want to include those cells, if you want to include, check this, or else if you want to exclude that, uncheck that if you don't want to include. Then there is a button called blue connect button. Once you click that connect button, your Google dashboard will appear. Next slide. I was talking about a field. So whatever columns in your Google Sheet will appear here as your field name. Your Google Data Studio does a very good job of analyzing what is the field, and it automatically detects what is the type of the field. If you want to change something, you can change by clicking on this drop down buttons. So like my screen colors is a text format, yes. Continent is a geographical format, so geography. City is a geography format, so geography. If it's something number, so number format. If something I want as a percentage format, yes, it's a percentage format. So this is the thing which we need to define. This will be the available fields from which you can create report. So this is very important for us to decide and see whether all the fields were properly imported in the Google Data Studio. And Google Data Studio automatically detects, because it's a business intelligence tool. So what is the type of the field, and then we need to create report. This is a blue color button which is available. We need to create report out of it. Next slide. Once we start creating a report, what happens is a Google dashboard appears. This is a canvas. So here we insert objects or charts. So this icon add chart will be available. So there are around 13 types of Google charts available, in which there are 33 variants. So there are time series chart, bar charts, column charts, pie, donuts, tree maps, geo maps, line and combo charts, scorecards, bullets, tree map, almost everything, gauge meters, and there are other 40 community visuals. So like airline chart if you want to do, or there are other partner connectors where they have developed this community. You can use those. Here some will be paid versions and some will be non-paid, but these are third-party developers. There are 33 variants in 13 different visual types to choose from, everything from basic tables to scorecard, pivot table, bullet table, and tree maps. Community visualizations are chart created by third-party developers that work with your data and can be configured like Google Data Studio's default chat. There are 40 visuals available at present, and Google Data Studio is developing every month. So there will be many visuals being added. But this is a huge universe of charts which is available, which is also in the case of Tableau and Power BI. So it is making everything to come in compare with Power BI and Tableau. Next slide. So just by clicking on the data chart type, I'll get that chart here. So once I click an object, now in this case, I have selected a table. So once I select this table, there will be two tabs open. One is data tab and one is style tab on the right hand side. So what is a data tab. A data tab is where you add dimensions and metric to build the and configure the query, set date periods and add filters. So in data tab, you define the data from where it has to come and what is the source of the data, or what is the data that need to be presented in that visual. Style tab is something where you can change the look of the visual by formatting the color, font, axis, which is normally there in every Excel. If you're using any chart, there will be a formatting tab and a data tab. Now, what is dimension and what is metric? Here we need to understand dimension is a text or date-based field, which is never a numerical field, and defines how data need to be segregated. So dimension, as the name suggests, it is an angle. How you need to see the data is the dimension, and metrics are value-based field. So what numbers you want to put in that angle will be your metric, like rows and columns. Dimension is rows and columns are your metrics. So I want to see my sales data in segment wise, that becomes my dimension, and I want to see my profit as metric or sales data as my metric. So that will become your metric. So any value based field will be metric, any text or date based field will be dimension. Next slide. So then comes the main aspect of this Google Data Studio, that is interactivity. So what it makes different from a normal PowerPoint presentation, Excel work dashboard, or any PDF format dashboards are, it is interactive. Google has given at two levels. One is at visualization level and one is at report level. What is visualization level? Visual means any chart. A object in a report is called a visual. So any chart or a thing you add in the report, individual items are called visuals, and at a whole dashboard is called a report. So at an object level visualization, we have drill down options and optional metrics. What is drill down dimensions? As I said, dimensions are row. So if you want to drill from the category level to subcategory level, I will use a drill down. And if you want to see sales and even profit and even discount as a value, like columns, these are called optional metrics. So in each visual, you will have these options available. At what is dashboard? Like dashboard is giving optimum number of visuals but having an option to see many things. That is actually a dashboard. So you need not push in or put all the data at one time, but you give an option to the user that if you want to see the profit, if you want to see the discount, just click the drop down and your whole metrics of that visual change. This is the interactive feature at the visual level. There are also filter and metric sliders available, in which at the visual level or at an object level, what you do is you have a metric slider or filter applied. So that will be applied only for one object, that visual. It will not be applied for whole report. But at whole report level, you have something called controls. So if you just put or drag and drop one of the control there, so whole report objects, whatever objects are there in that report will change accordingly. It will add like a filter to your dashboard. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
May I request members to keep themselves on mute?
हम लोगों ने जो email देखा ना अविनाश को तो दिया था ना उसने उस पे उसने दूसरा मेल भेज दिया कि मेरे को ये परफेक्ट है वो मैंने आपको मेल भेज दिया
May I request Hetal to mute himself?
वो पता है ये सिस्टम आज क्या
Hello.
Yes. Namrata, I think you will be having that option to mute the members. So drill down is a facility to go from one level of data to another level of data. As I told, from category to subcategory to the product level. So you can drill down to the level, most unit level data you can see. At the visual level, it will be whatever you want to show. but you give an option to the user to drill down to various level. Optional metrics are like columns. So you need to add columns, and that need not be shown in the visual, but you have an option there. There'll be a drop icon where you can click and you see profit also, sales also. You can see both at a time. You can see less amount at that time. Then there'll be metric slider, which will be applied to the visual level. Then you will be applying filter controls. I'll when I take you through the demo of a dashboard, I will explain you, because when I say it will not be, it will become a difficult task or something like technical, but it's not very technical. These are user friendly buttons, and if you click or hover over that buttons, no, an icon, you will automatically understand what it is. I just want to show that these are the options, or these are the things available in the Google Data Studio. That is the main purpose of this presentation, not to go into the technicality. Once you know these are the features available, you will automatically develop an interest to learn those features. Next slide. Finally, once our reports are ready, we have connected our data, reports are ready, we share the data. So here the best part is Google Data Studio, you are able to share the data very easily, reports very easily without sharing the data source. So, but other things like Power BI, Tableau and all, once you need to pay to share. You can make beautiful reports in Power BI, but for sharing, you need to pay. But this is an online free tool which is available in GDS. Like you can share it through mail. So you just click sharing button, which will be there in the dashboard icon right hand side corner. And once you open that share, you will have whether you can add an email ID or you can add names, which if it's in a Google group, and you need to give permission whether the end user can edit your report or can only view the report. So if you want your team members to work or see access to data source also, then you can give it an option of editing. Or if you just want to share the file or report with all the features like interactive features, everything, but without sharing the data source from which we have created a report, then you just need to send a can view access. Then this owner credentials or viewer credentials can be changed anytime. Then there can be scheduled deliveries. So this scheduled delivery thing is like, I want every Monday or every Wednesday my report to be sent to these and these people after updating all the data, and whether in a PDF format or whether in a dashboard format link only. So that can be done. So you need not do that task also every Monday or every monthly once or weekly once. Once you instruct the Google Data Studio, it will automatically be done without unless it is revoked. Then this is through Google holders, like Google account holders. So there is something like non-Gmail account holders. How do you share? So you cannot share your reports to the persons who are non-Gmail account unless they have a Gmail account. You can ask them to sign in one Gmail account and then share the data, or you can share the report in form of PDF without having the interactive feature. So that is the thing in the Google Data Studio. Again, another thing is sharing through the link. Like now I am showing you the presentation. I want to share the dashboards which I have prepared. So what I'll do is I'll copy the URL, embed in my report, or you have a website, make reports, embed that in your website. So people having that link can open and see the Google Data Studio reports made by you without having access to changing the data source. Next slide. This access control are of three types. One is can view, can edit, and is the owner. So any data in the report can be viewed by all three people access, like viewing also, editing also, owner also. Copy the report and share on Google Drive. Even a viewer access, a person who is having an access to only view can do that. They can copy the report and they can share in the Google Drive. Share stop sharing ties report with others. So that can be done only if the person is having an access to edit and owner option. Modify the report, add or modify any data source. The data source which we talked about, they can also modify that data source if they have an edit option. So all the options are available for can edit, but owner has one option to delete the thing, delete or create the report. So editing person can do anything, but they cannot delete the report. So only the person who has created, who is having owner credential, can delete the report. So when you share the link, you need to make sure that you share, if it's a confidential information, only the view credentials and not the edit credentials. If you're sharing the edit credentials, it should be noted that your data source will also be shared. So the background workings or the background table or worksheet you had will also be shared. So they have access to that also. So that need to be taken care of. Next slide. So what are the advantages of GDS? GDS is Google Data Studio. So first, it is free of cost. Second, you have various templates. So you need not, even after this session, you can start creating your own template, own report without having any session on Google Data Studio. Third is, it can blend easily different data sources. So you have various worksheets, you can blend the data. Then you can have scheduling capabilities. For this scheduling capabilities in Power BI, you need to pay lots of dollars to get that right, to schedule the delivery. But here in Google Data Studio, it is free of cost. So if your information is like live or a thing like which changes every day, dynamic, then you can schedule the delivery of the report, and it's an automatic procedure. Then the icons are very simple and straight. There is no require of coding require, or you need to do something. If you hover over the icons, it will automatically, you will be you can learn this thing. So and there are various beautiful charts and lot of visuals available. I told you 33 plus 40, 73 visuals are available at your spot. So you can select anything which suits your data, and it can be easily shared with all the account holders or all the stakeholders, or you can share it in LinkedIn also. So just you copy the URL and you're good to go. Then access can be defined, so you can restrict the access of the person. So you even with sharing all your information, but you cannot, if you're not giving the edit access, they cannot go out duplicate the report, because they don't have editing option. So they can only view it, they can see what beautiful reports you have created, but they will not be able to edit or copy and use their name and to do this. So this is a privacy thing. Then it's a completely secure network over GDS, as our Gmail account or as our Google ecosystem always give. It's a completely secure, it's a cloud-based service. Next slide, Namrata. What are the limitations and when to use Google Data Studio? So any product does not come only with the all pros. There are some other side of the coin. So we need to understand that also, so that we can work over it and we can keep in mind. So first is, it requires internet connection for working on it. So you cannot work offline on Google Data Studio. You need a network connection since it's a cloud-based thing. Then it is not high-end business intelligence tool. So if you have a very complex data where you need analyst or thing, or very large amount of data, like data engineer or data analyst is required for that time, GDS is not the apt tool you should use. You have better tools available in the market. Then formatting of data source level is prerequisite. What GDS assumes is whatever there is there in your Google data source, like Google Sheets, that is formatted data. So if you're getting a raw data and directly connecting, it will not understand that data. So the data should be formatted the way the Google Sheet understands, and it can load it into Google Data Studio. So it does not do that work. That work has to be done before using the Google Data Studio. It is cloud-based, so all the information will be stored online. Here, since it's a secure network, I can say that our most of the information which we are sharing is today technology based, and everything is on cloud or on net. So that limitation is there in everything, because we cannot use a business intelligence tool just for our desktop level or a company level. We need to share that to the stakeholders, and that will be through cloud only. So that limitation will be there in all the business intelligence too. Then it is a Google data product, so it very easily blends with the Google ecosystem, like Google Analytics, Google AdWords, Google Sheets and all. But to support anything outside from the Google family, there might be some complexity that should be explored, but many people haven't found so many complexity. But by it does not support MS Excel as such. This is one of the limitation, because we as auditors prepare most of the things in MS Excel, and then we need to save this as a CSV file and then upload in the Google Data Studio. So all the features which are available in MS Excel cannot be copied easily in the Google CSV file. That will not be dynamic. So what you need to do is either you import in the Google Sheet and make those sheets as dynamic, so that as you change the data, it will directly change in the Google Data Studio. Then if your data is very high, complex and connected to it, since it's a live data, no, so what happens is loading of dashboards sometimes become a problem if your internet connection is unstable, or if the person who is viewing has an unstable internet connection. It might take some time to load your Google Data Studio report, and it is nowhere close to the number of built-in process functions supported by Tableau and Power BI. That is there because Google Data Studio wasn't formed for the purpose as a business intelligence tool or something which can analyze. There are various other apps to do that in for Google family. What Google Data Studio was there to prepare was to create reports, to create visuals from the analytics they got. So that was the main purpose for the Google Data Studio. But as CAs, how we can use that feature having a different data source is our innovation and talent. So when you should use Data Studio with these limitations and with these advantages, when your main data source is a Google application ecosystem, your architecture is based on Google services like Google Ad, Google Analytics. If the data is in that format, then it is very relevant or prudent to use Google Data Studio. Then your requirement is not that complex calculation or complex or deeper dashboards and all. You need a very good interactive dashboard with that Google Analytics or business intelligence tool is not required. That complexity is not required. Then you're good to go with the Google Data Studio. You do not have a team of analysts doing that work and all. So for a small startup or low budget firms, it is very useful because it's a free tool. So you need not take, you can present like an expert without being a technical person. That is where the Google Data Studio plays the role. Next is your compliance requirement are not broken if the data is taken out of the organization. So if it's very confidential and you cannot share out of one desktop, then yes, you cannot use Google Data Studio because it is cloud based. But if it is not and it is publicly available data and you're retrieving that data, or you can share those data to a secure platform, yes, you can. Google Data Studio is good there. Then you can present most data without any investment. Like other Power BI and Tableau, Google Data Studio was designed from ground up as a cloud-based service. It is completely managed service, which means the user does not have to manage any kind of infrastructure or installation. So if you don't want any new app to be downloaded in your desktop or mobile, and without that only Google within the Google Drive, if you want to use, then it is the thing, because it does not require any storage. Whatever is there in your Google Drive, it takes report out of that, and the reports will be saved in your Google Drive. So you did not have separate apps or desktop tools like Power BI or Tableau. That is not required. No installation is required. So only Gmail account, you log in, you create, and that will be saved automatically. And sharing is very easy to other users, and it gives manage access capabilities where you can manage the level of the access you're giving to the users. Next slide. So as from start, I'm saying there are various tools available in the market like Power BI, Tableau, Google Data Studio, Looker, and so many. So I will be comparing Power BI and Tableau, which are most commonly used BI tools in CA market as well. So what are the advantages or what are the differences we can see? Almost I have touched all the point. So I will be going a little fast so that we can see most of the dashboards, and I can take you through the live dashboard. That is the main intent of mine. So next, difference between BI tools available. Namrata, next slide. Namrata. So what is the difference between Power BI and Data Studio? We'll start with that. This is one of the most experienced and leading player, Power BI, and uh, it was launched in 2013, wherein Google Data Studio is a new product which is launched in 2016 and came in the market around start of 2017. So of course they have a lot of experience. Power BI is having a lot of experience, and it is a very well known BI available. Next slide. So this is a Power BI is a desktop tool. So it was launched as now it has become a mobile app also currently, but primarily it need an installation in your desktop. And if you're having a paid user subscription, it will be only for per user basis. So not many users can share, do anything on your report. But since Google Data Studio is a cloud based and browser based, so many users can work on this same report at the same time, and you can share very easily. So it does not require any installation. Then the data sources. The data sources which Power BI is very compatible is like Microsoft products like MS Excel, Azure, SharePoint, and also marketing applications like Facebook and Google Analytics. So it is very compatible. If anyone is familiar with Excel, that can easily learn Power BI. But Google Data Studio also has a very lot of connectors available, which like, but if it's in a Google data ecosystem like 20 native Google connectors, then it is very easily compatible. But they also have a partner connectors which are 413 connectors available. So there is no problem, or I think that it's an even case. Data transformation. So what is the main feature in Power BI which takes an advantage over Google Data Studio? I'll say is data cleaning and transforming. So Power BI uses a Power Query to do this. So there is no requirement for the report preparer or the owner to do this work. But Google Data Studio assumes your data is clean. So it should be formatted data which we upload in the Google Sheet, and then it will be using. So it will not directly take any unformatted data which it does not understand. That will not be compatible. So that intelligent tool is missing in Google Data Studio. Then ease of use. Power BI, yes, of course, there will be a learning technical session required. Google database interface is very easy in this manner. Within one or two sessions, I think almost everyone can do Google Data Studio uh, reports. Then sharing, only paid account is required to share. So you require paid account for Power BI to share the report. That's the main disadvantage, I think. If you're preparing a very complex report or superb interactive report in Power BI, and what's the use if you are not able to share with the people? For that you need to have a paid account. So if you have paid account, you can share. But for small startups or a mid-sized firm, why they need to invest in that Power BI tools? These are all for engineers, analysts, which requires. But for CAs and mid-sized firm, it is something our main purpose is to share an interactive report that we can do it through Google Data Studio, which is available free. We don't need our clients to install separate apps to view that. So anywhere from the remote control, we can like remote working से भी mobile में भी Google Data Studio बना दिया. We can share the link, and that is very easy sharing thing. And cost, of course, a Power BI desktop version is free, but there are lots of add-in, and for sharing you require paid versions, and that are very costly. And Google Data Studio at all level, it is free. So it is not that at a premium, like a beginner's level, it is free, and for premium and pro, you need to pay something. It at all level, it is same. And there are some partner connection payment required, but I think if you're not dealing with that partner connector, then there is no requirement for payment. So the conclusion of Power BI and Data Studio will be, from my side, will be, you use Power BI when you have very complex data, when you need an data analyst or engineer type of business intelligence tool, and your client base is like that, they are ready to invest, and you are ready to invest. But for small startups and mid-sized firm, or even a large-sized firm, if your purpose is only to present interactive dashboard from the data, which is not that very complex, which we have in a very formatted manner in the tabular format, which I think every CAs has, then Google Data Studio is good to go. And it is user-friendly. The learning curve is very minimum. And you can train all your staffs and all your colleagues for that. So there is no requirement for special training. But Power BI, if you do that, then for each and every staff, you need to, if that person leaves the organization, that knowledge goes with them. So you again need to invest in that. But Power BI Data Studio doesn't like, it's not like that. It is very easy. It's just like using a Gmail account or any Google product. So it is very user friendly. Next slide. Data Studio and Tableau. Now Tableau is a thing that it has a very renowned name in business intelligence market. It is specially created for this. So they have lots and lots of visuals, complex data, and since it's developed by third party, yes, it is there. It's not developed by Microsoft or Google. It is by third party, but it has gained lot of spotlight over the years because there was monopoly in the market. But now Google Data Studio is there, a big competition for Tableau. So what is Tableau? Tableau started as a desktop-based application, but now it supports cloud-based hosted experience also. So initially it started like you need to install the Tableau app in your desktop and then work on it. But now it is a cloud-based. But this is a paid version. It can be used to create custom dashboard. Tableau supports transforming data through its own module called Tableau Prep, which is bundled along with creator license. So it uses like Power BI uses data Power Query, like Tableau uses Tableau Prep. Data Studio is completely cloud-based offering that helps you to create dashboard reports by connecting number of data sources. So what is data exploration or data connectivity, interactivity? Tableau provides a richer set of exploration and charting tools. So there are various options available in Tableau. But comparatively to the Tableau, yes, it is less. But now Google has also is in par with Tableau, I'll say. If this sentence was true few years back, when it was started new, there were very less visuals. But now they have community visualizations, which are 40 visualizations. So almost it's in par with Tableau. Learning curve, I'll say Tableau requires some technical session. So if you want to understand the full or use the full potential of Tableau, then of course you need to have a session on it, have a proper training so that you can use all the features. Google Data Studio, yes, you can learn all the features, but it is very easy to learn, and it is not very complicated and user friendly. A few tutorials will help in that case. Then database connector support. Yes, great support for most database file cloud-based format natively. So it supports most of the data, even Microsoft products, Google products, everything, because it was there in the market from long time. Google Data Studio closely interacts with Google products, And there are also partner connectors. So I have not explored all the partner connectors, but there are not many problems, and there are available tutorials you can explore. Then collaboration feature. Sharing is possible through server, not as intuitive as Google's simple implementation. So you can share, but again, that will be a cloud-based sharing only. If you want to share, then it should be a paid version and all that thing. Data Studio is easy to share, and you can schedule delivery also. So you need not go and every time schedule your delivery. Once you click that every monthly, once this report should go to so and so person or this group, then it will go directly, and auto updation option is there, data freshness option is there. And Tableau is costly, and Data Studio is free of cost. The same thing I will say for Tableau and Google Data Studio is use Tableau when your data is very complex. You need to have a very lot of interesting visuals which are not there in Google Data Studio. But I think that thing is also not available now. Everything is there in Google Data Studio, and for a chartered accountant level or a professional finance professional level, almost all the charts are available in Google Data Studio. So there is no requirement for using a separate app like Tableau. Next slide. So I will show you some sample dashboards which are prepared. So this is an e-commerce dashboard. So what it does is it takes the data from your Google Analytics if you're having a website like. So it takes the data and it present in the format. So this is prepared within 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, if you know the features of preparing a dashboard, you are preparing, and it's a live data. So every time your whoever clicks your website, it will be automatically updated. So this is the most common purpose for which Data Studio is currently used is by digital marketeers, because they need to show from which website, from which organic search the clicks or leads have been done. So this is this upper things you are seeing, no, this sessions, average session duration, users, these are scorecards. Scorecards are like what important piece of information holder. So this information is directly linked to your data source. There'll be I'll take you that session of how to use most of the chart if I'm able to cover it. Then there's a funnel chart. Then there is a monthly performance chart, combo chart, wherein you show your revenue and you show the transactions, users, and the number of users and new users, and e-commerce conversion rate. So at this level, we have seen all the KPIs of a e-commerce requirement. And there is a date filter above here in this line. This date filter is the control I was talking about. So if I click on this date filter and change the date, all the visuals in this dashboard will change. Since it's in a PDF format, I am not able to show the interactive feature. I'll show you once we are on the live session. Next slide. This is World Statistics Dashboard. You saw one is e-commerce, that is very specific to some companies or website holders and all. Now this is something sector analysis type thing. So you want to know how the world, different countries having population and how is the growth of that, how is the internet users and growth of that, and how is the world's mobile subscription and growth of that. So a simple dashboard created. So you prepare sector dashboards for the client you have. Like if you're having an IT client, prepare an IT sector dashboard. If you're having a infrastructure client, prepare an infrastructure sector dashboard, which will be connected to your live Google Finance data or Google Analytics data. So those numbers will be live, and you have a universe there, connection, and shown in a dashboard format. If you're having a gold client, have a gold rates or currency exchange rate, prepare a dashboard on that, keep it as a universe, then compare your company to the universe. You will be arguing that you have lots of third party sites which are available for stock market and all. Why I need to separately prepare? But stock market, you don't know what is the sector base for them. Like if they do IT sector, this is the PE, this is the average the market capitalization. You don't know what companies have gone in there. But when you prepare by yourself with the data source you are having, it will be very reliable and relevant for you. This is sector dashboard. This is one of the type of dashboard you can prepare. Next slide. This is something which finance people will be interested. So this is financial dashboard expenses analysis. So you break down the expenses according to the categories, according to the if you're able to zoom in little, Namrita. So I'll show you the total expenses and how my operating expenses and how my fixed expenses move, and branch wise what is my expenses thing monthly. So which branch is expending much, and this is asset analysis. So you can
Rinki, there is
prepare.
no option for me to zoom this. Are you
Okay,
able to?
I will show you my dashboard link. So I will be able to zoom in there.
Okay.
This is a PDF format, so I will not be able to show you much. This is an asset thing like cash flow, balance sheet, and profit and loss. These are the tabs. So if I click profit and loss or balance sheet, my all the major heads of balance sheet will come as a scorecard here. Then as per my branch, what is my fixed asset, what is my current asset, uh, then how is my current asset compared to the current liabilities over the years. Then you have monthly wise, branch wise, what is my total asset. So you can the meaning of these slides are you can prepare financial things also through these dashboards. So this information is always available with us. So client wise, if we take a few things over the years, and on one side I can get the past data, present data, and project for future data also. That is the best thing, and that we need to give to our client, which will be an interactive thing. So you need not show all the information about all the years together. You are given option to view them. So this is the main point over this. Next slide. This is profit and loss. What is my important piece of information, like what is my revenue, what is my cost of goods sold, what is my expenditure, and what is my net profit. So these are the main point. Month wise I have your thing. Month wise I have your thing filter. So what is the monthly thing, or if you want to see quarter wise, if you want to see year wise, you can do so. So how my revenue and how my expenditure is moving. Here you see there is a very upside down revenue in October month 2018. There was a fall in revenue, same in the mid of, whether it's a seasonal product, and how my expenditure is a flat line thing. So by these comparisons you will be able to get various insights, which can be done in Excel also, but that will not be that dynamic. And for the years, if you want to see, you need to add that data and load that file. But here you have an option to convert that data any in toggle between the years. So it will be very easy to store the past data, see the current trend, and see the past trend also at one point of time. Then how you break down your cost, what is the marketing cost, rent, and payroll. So if you see payroll is highest, and you have marketing cost only quarterly, and rent is a standard thing, and other cost is increasing in some of the month. So we can see why is the reason, and we can do an audit plan based on this. So at the bird's eye level view, we can see what is the trend, today's trend, and this data can be done a daily thing, on a daily basis or weekly basis. It can be updated, so directly it is there before we reach the client place and do the audit. So we know what is the total expenses, total revenue till date by just entering the entries. So that data can be directly copied, and we have a base, then we can build a building. Next please. So I'll take you to my dashboards which I have prepared. I have prepared for finance relevant. I'll say two main things. One is sector dashboards and one is competitor analysis dashboard. This sector dashboard is like I have few clients for sector relevant, like IT sector, health sector,
Do you want
chemical
to share
sector.
that, Rinki? Should I stop sharing?
I'll do that. Are you able to see my screen now? Namrata?
No. It's loading.
I'll take you the
Yeah.
I'll take you to IT sector and then you show you the advanced level dashboards which I have prepared. This IT sector.
Twinkle, we can't see your screen actually. You're on mute. We can see your screen, but you're still on mute, Rinki.
Rinki, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now. Actually, I was not able to unmute because host has disabled. Now I think my video and my audio both are
Yes, now
visible
they are.
and audible.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the dashboard, IT sector dashboard. This is sector dashboard. So it contains around 103 companies and So this is the universe of IT sector dashboard, which I got from NSE site. So what I have done is I have linked my Google Sheet to Google Finance through Google Finance to the NSE IT companies, 103 companies, and from there it captures live data in my Google Sheet, and from Google Sheet I have prepared this report. So it is live. So whatever data I'm getting for this 103 companies, real time basis, dynamic, changing every day. This is a dashboard prepared. So I talked about controls. So category, if I see, this is large cap, mid cap, and small cap. So my 103 companies are being divided into large cap, mid cap, small cap, as NSE says. So if I want to see only the large cap companies, I just unselect them. So as I told, there were controls available like large cap, small cap, mid cap. When I talk about only the large cap, I can select from here. All the data for the large cap will be available in this forecast. So there are 7 companies of large cap in IT companies and their market cap. These are the optional metrics I was talking about. So I have market capitalization as on date, which is 19.3 trillion. And as on March 31st, 21, I can see what was on things 24.7. So it has grown. So these options are available with the user. What you can see is the volume, average PE, average EPS. So what is maximum EPS of these 7 companies? If I see, uh, since I am actually doing an online, it is taking data from Google Data Studio and doing all this. You're not able to see the interactive feature very soon. What I'll do is I'll copy the link in the chat box so people can simultaneously open this and see how interactive it is. I just want to show that this industry overview, stock analysis, return analysis, financials, company details are all the tabs. So you can click on those tabs, see what are the visuals, and each visual is an interactive visual. So if I change something page level, yes. If I just click the visual and I select this through this mid cap, then all the objects in that screen will be filtered according to this mid cap. So I'll get the data of mid cap without going to the control there. So this interactive feature is there at the visual level and even at the uh, I will send the link in the chat box so people can view those reports. I prepared for sector analysis and for competitor analysis, which is a complete 360-degree view of your uh, data source, from profit and loss angle, from balance sheet angle, from market angle, from shareholders point of view, from cash flow point of view, from return point of view, everything. So you have various options, and when you click on the objects, that interactive feature you can see, if I click on one object, one piece of the pie, that whole data in the dashboard will be changing. And if you convert that date ranges at something, that option is there. I'm not able to show you live because of some internet instability, because if I click some changes again, I come out of the group, and again I have to connect, rejoin myself.
Rinki?
Yes,
Okay.
now you're able to see mine. I think it
Yes.
should be able to.
Yes, yes. It is
Yes.
visible. Screen is visible.
So what happens is, this is the dashboard. So this gives me total average, what is the revenue growth for this 103 companies, what is the average margin, what is the average PAT. So for this 103 companies, I took only almost a day to prepare the data source, and only within half an hour I was able to prepare this dashboard. This is an industry overview. I have 5 pages in this dashboard. So stock analysis, if you see, it's loading, just give me. So what are the top companies by market capitalization? So if you see, TCS is highest, and this is current market capitalization. You have an option to see market capitalization as on 31st March 21, 30th June. So these are the option. I don't need to show everything in my report at one point of time, which is in the case of PPT or Excel. You have this option, and you can drill down also. Top traded companies, beta PE companies. Then you have a return analysis. So this is a live data captured, like what is a Sensex, what is a Nifty 500, what is a daily return. Here, and I have an option to see what is a daily return, what is a weekly return, what is 1 month return, 3 months return, 1 year return, 5 years return, average. These are the returns, and what are the top gainers, what are the top losers. And this is a tree map chart which shows you top gainers. The darker color and the larger thing gives you option to see how, which is the stock giving highest return daily. I can see that for a 1 week return, which is a stock giving highest return during the week. So Megasoft. So you can prepare this customized dashboard. This is my point. So this was directly linked to the Google Sheet, and from in Google Sheet I got data from Google Finance. Simple formulas. I've linked Google Finance to my Google Sheet, and the Google Sheet to the Google Data Studio, and I'm prepared this dashboard. Then I have a financial section wherein top companies by revenue, top companies by EBITDA. So I see TCS is highest, having highest revenue. When I hover over those thing, uh, the interactive feature which I was talking about, when I click, I'll show you in somewhere. The revenue and the profitability, what is the revenue growth, what is the EBITDA margin, what is the PAT margin, all the important table points discussed will be in the table format here. This is a combo chart. Then you have company details, where top companies by number of employees, top companies by number of locations, and the key metrics. So I talked about interactive feature. Now I want to see only in Bangalore how many companies are there. So I just click here, Bangalore, and all the charts in that report will change according to this. So in Bangalore, I have Infosys, Wipro, Technology. Infosys is the highest, whereas totally if you saw TCS was highest, but now it is Infosys. And you have 3 large cap companies headquartered in Bangalore, 2 mid cap and 11 small cap. And here also, if you want to see only the small cap company, just click the control here and you're good to go. So only the in Bangalore, small cap company HGS is highest number of employees, and what is their average revenue growth, average EBITDA margin, average PAT margin. So the point is, I got a data, normal data, revenue margin, revenue, EBITDA, a P&L and a balance sheet. But from that, if I'm able to prepare this small, this interactive, this complex thing, informative thing, insight thing, I'm able to see how it will affect my business. So it has enabled me to see that in the IT sector, if the company is a small sector thing, I can select few companies also here. So instead of having all the companies of small cap, I just select the 5 companies. So these 5 companies which are very comparable to my company, I'll select that and I'll see average of that. So the 5 companies I've selected, these are from Bangalore, 3 are from Bangalore and 2 is from Pune. Their average employees is this, their average growth rate is 5.67, their average EBITDA margin is 14. I can compare it with my company. So whether this is that range, so the universe can be brought down to the level of your peer, and that peer can be brought down in the level of your individual company. So that what you need to is how your data is coming and from where it is coming, whether it's a reliable source. If it is a reliable source, then how you're presenting the data is matter, and that for presentation you have this free tool available. This is Google Data Studio. What I told about sharing option. So what I do is I just share the link. I get the link, copied URL, and I share it with the persons I need, or I can invite the people, put their email address if I know, and they can view every day. Means I can schedule delivery also. So this is one of the piece of dashboard. Like this, dashboards can be prepared for sector basis, for a total macro level thing, based on your client requirements, so that they can view. Yes, of course, these are there also in money control side, anything, but that data you don't have the option to see their average revenue growth, average EBITDA level growth of only the companies you want to select. In that thing is missing. They have a predetermined set of data which is only visible. So you can create a mini money control site for the sector you want, and that is all easy with this technology platform, and interesting to look at. So this was one of the dashboard I prepared. I'll also show you the advanced level dashboard which is prepared, like for I have taken the top 7 companies which are very comparable to my client company, and seen from all the angles: profit and loss angle, balance sheet angle, cash flow angle, and from 2017 to 2021 all the data. So 5 years data for the 7 companies from the 13 different angles, prepared in one dashboard, that also live basis. That is the power of Google Data Studio. You can do, and that too at free of cost, without any installation, without any thing. Just what you need is few sessions on Google dashboard, so you learn all the features of that. You know to if you know the tool, how you use is your innovation. That innovation depends on each person and your client needs. I'll be sharing the second dashboard, peer sector dashboard, so that you can see. So it is taking time to load. The main point I want to discuss here is there may be various options available and various features, but what is relevant for a finance professional, I want to show you that. since I was in valuation, the market cap numbers, the PE numbers, their average trend of profit and loss growth was main concern for me. And going every day to a site and see or tracking those stocks was a little difficult for me. So I prepared a dashboard for that sector. So I have a universe of that, and then I select based on my needs. I can see the numbers on real time basis. You have the same features in MS Excel also, stock options, advanced Excel thing. But this Google Finance thing, you have lot of options. You can see historical numbers, date and time dated back to 2017 also. You can get 2017 numbers for a stock weekly or day wise till 2020 today, and that too all in the what with one simple formula. So it is very easy to track. But in MS Excel stock option, you can only get the live yesterday's numbers for stock market. You cannot get historical numbers. That option is only available in Google Finance. So these are the things which this IT sector dashboard. Uh, since I am the owner of it, you see this blue button, edit button here. So I can go and edit this. But if you are a viewer and I have not given you the access, there will be only one button, view option. You will not have the edit option. So you cannot see my data source. You can only see the end results. So in this dashboard, if you see, I have around 13 angles from which I can view a company, and these are the 7 companies which I can view. So I just select persistent company, just taking for an example. So since this is an industry overview, this will not change. So for persistent, what is the revenue share? I see the profit and loss of the persistent company. So I see here from March 2017 to March 2021, my revenue has been this much in crores, and the revenue growth, if you see, it is 5%, 11%, 6%, 17%. So it is very abnormal type of revenue growth. So I can see why there was a dip in March 20. If they are able to give me the reasons for this, yes, since it's a COVID period and all, we understand that. So we can get an average revenue, EBITDA. What is the EBITDA margin? So you see EBITDA margin is in range of 17 to 19% average, and part margin is around 10%. So what is my industry average for that? So if I see industry average is around 20%, so it is below the average of industry, and 10% PAT margin is in the range of industry. So this industry average I got from the sector dashboard thing. So I did not prepare separate thing. I can just copy the data from one dashboard. I can use the data source of one dashboard to another dashboard just by blending the data. I just need to select the sheet there, and just you're good to go. You can create multiple dashboards out of one data source. That is the point. So I see what is my revenue growth, my EBITDA margin, my PAT margin. So at a snapshot, I can get what is the P&L for 5 years for one company. So like this, I have for 7 companies. I can prepare for enormous companies. Then I have a balance sheet. And I think every CA will have these numbers. So I did not store in file. If someone asked me what was the EBITDA or PAT margin 2019, I need not go to an Excel file, calculate and all. If I show you this dashboard for 7 companies, I have EBITDA margin for 5 years. So 7 into 5, 35 years, 35 types of data questions I can ask. Now this is the balance sheet analysis. What is the sources of income? What is the application of fund? What is the means of finance? And what is the working capital? So I see means of finance one. It's a totally 100% equity funded. There is no debt. So I see there'll be no interest cost. When I go to cost analysis, I can check that whether interest cost is there or not. Then how your equity funded or how it has been used. So fixed asset is minimum, and you have a lot of current asset. So what is the leveraging type? This can be easily viewed for 5 years for one company. Then revenue analysis. I hope everything is seen, and as I'm changing the screens, it is changing there. So please someone confirm me whether I'm in flow and you're able to get what I'm telling.
Yes, we are able to view your screen.
Thank you. So this is the revenue growth. So for revenue, what is a 5 years revenue trend? What has been the growth? As I told that there was a dip and up this, and whether revenue is from abroad and India. So for this company, 92% of revenue comes from abroad location. So these datas are there with us. Only the way we project that and what information we need to show in dashboard, which will be used by our stakeholders to take an informed decision, is our duty. So to convert that data into a beautiful dashboard is our business intelligence tool, and that business intelligence tool is available at a very free, minimal investment of your time only, not even cost, only your time, that you can learn and acquaint yourself and upskill yourself and create beautiful data. This was my need, so I created this. You can have separate needs. You can have sales dashboard. You can have stock dashboards. You can have HR dashboards. You can have marketing dashboards. Numerous, enormous amount. It all depends on your need of having that. So what is revenue income? If I see my expense analysis, so for these 7 companies, when I gave this to my client, of course they were overwhelmed with the thing, with the analysis which we have done. But just thinking the way this analysis we do for all the companies, it is only the way I presented that data and the readiness of availability of this dashboard they can see from anywhere in the world has created an opportunity. It has given me the spotlight. This work is not that new to me. I know my domain, I know my specialities, but the way how I presented made whole lot of difference. And that thing I want you people to imbibe, so that you CA fraternity is not at the back working or only giving the code numbers and analysis. We are at the presentation side also. We are at the front end also. We can present the data what we are working on. That is the whole point. That is the whole intent of this session webinar. So if I see expenses, what is my operating expense, personal expense, finance expense? These items I have derived from the basic PNL. So it was not readily available for me. I think someone has it was not readily available me. It is just computed matrix that we know how to compute. Like if we know the operating expense, if we divide by revenue, we get operating expense ratio, personnel expense ratio. And when we present in this format, we see that highest is the personnel expense. It's around 72 to 69%. And any abnormal trend, if we see what is the exceptional ratio, item ratio that is in March 2017, I can dig down to this level and I can see what is the exceptional, what was the item there which is not there, or what is the nature of that item, whether I should take in my analysis or not. What is the tax ratio? What is a PAT margin? At one point of time, I do all the cost, revenue, market. So these are the thing, like now ratios, if I show you. So these ratios every CA does. Every CA prepares, like from balance sheet P&L, which is now automated process. The main purpose is to give management the informed decision, that system. And that system can be given in this format also. So what is the profitability ratios? What are the capital ratios, like return on asset, return on capital employed? Just from one single P&L and balance sheet, I derived 13-page analysis report. Turnover ratios, liquidity ratios, per share ratios. These per share ratios are coming directly from my Google Finance, which is dynamic, which is changing every day. Then cash flow analysis, the cash balance available for in different years. What is the cash from operating activities, cash from investing activities, cash from financing activities? So if I see the trend here, investing activity was 2020 was very minimum, and that time financing activity was lot. So I got finance from outside to run my operating expenditure also. Then share price movement. This is market. These are all financials. So profit and loss and balance sheet. And this can be changed every quarterly and yearly basis only. So you need not work every day on this. So you prepare once this format, you can copy paste for other companies, and yearly or monthly basis or quarterly basis as your client is, you need to update those information. So, Then you have share price, which is directly linked to your, if you're a listed company or if you're viewing a company which is peer listed, then you can see what was the highest price band, low price, and what is the current price. So it is in range of high thing. So what is the 52-week high, 52-week low? So where is the company standing now? What is the capitalization, share outstanding, valuation, and what is the market cap? All is this for one company. So I select another company, or I say select a bunch of companies, I'll get the data for that. It's just clicking, it's just click and all. The data sheet, if you see, is very simple. It's a very simple Excel sheet which I had of P&L, of balance sheet, and for 7 companies, and live data for market tracker. And that I was able to connect, and I made this per share return. The point here is I'm not a technological person. If you ask me to do something on business tool or analytics or engineer, I don't have that background, I don't have that experience. But if I am able to prepare such dashboards using a simple technology and simple domain specialist knowledge which I have, then I think the person who are having this technical knowledge can prepare wonders. And that wonders we are waiting for, and we need to explore those wonders. Then you have valuation. So since I'm in valuation, so I see what is the enterprise value, what is enterprise value by net operating revenue, by EBITDA. This is the most common multiple. So if I am in the mergers and acquisition or valuation thing, so I get this number easily, that 17 is the multiple which industry is going on. So I can compare those numbers with my company and then arrive at a valuation. We need to do a lot of Excel working for this multiple itself. But when this can be presented in such a robust format or in such a concise format, beautiful format, why not this? Then you have expense valuation. I showed you the market. So this is the market. So what are my 7 peers? And if I see what is the Sensex, Nifty, their daily change. So daily they have given me around negative return, as we are seeing the market is down. So how the trend has been for other stocks, what are my competitor stocks available? And that, then I have employees. So number of employees and the employee cost. So per employee, how much I'm spending from 2017 to 2021. So this can be seen for any other companies also. Like just clicking this master sheet here, I'm getting the same data for different companies at within a seconds. This is the power of data dashboard. Now, if I am able to do, I will show you, I will prepare a simple dashboard for you within 15 minutes. I think that much time only I have, or shall I take, and then you can see how I'll show you the major interactions. So, new share. If you're able to see the screen, I think. So I'll be building a dashboard from a Google Sheet. So I'll explain the source data, how it is organized, and then take you to the dashboard. So this is my source data. You're able to see, please confirm.
We are on the presentation screen.
Presentation screen.
PowerPoint.
Stop share. Now, this is a Google Sheet.
It's loading just a moment. Yeah, now we can see.
So this is the sales data of a Euromart stores. It's an imaginary store I had prepared. So I have order ID, order date, customer name, country, the state which it is, and city, region, segment, shipping mode, categories, product name I've sold, discount given, sales of that, or a profit from that transaction, quantity sold, and whether I got a feedback from customer or not. This data is available with all your clients. So what you need to do, this is order wise, that means date wise, from 2011 to how much, I think around 8,000 rows I have in this. So this till 2016, this data is for 5 to 6 years, this data is. So this information when presented in the Excel format or it is not adding that meaningful. But out of this information, you can create a dashboard having dynamic date ranges. So you can see the data for 2000 latest data and have a data for past also without any thing. You just need, this is a Google sheet. If you have the same thing in Excel format, kindly import that data in Google sheet format. Now I'll again take you to the share. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes.
Uh, Here I'll take you the blank report. So it will be logging into my account. So this is a canvas available. This is Google Data Studio account. This is a plain thing when you open a blank template without connecting your data source. Now the first thing is I need to edit this. So I go to the edit option. I need to add data. So I add my data. So what is the data type I'm having? I'm having a Google Sheet data. So I select the Google Sheet. These are the types of connectors I was talking about. 1 minute. Google Sheet. So this Google Sheet, whatever Google Sheets owned by me will be appearing here. So I select Eurostormart. In Eurostormart, what is the worksheet I'm working on? Order sheet. So I use as first row as headers and first hidden cell. So I just add that data. I'm waiting for the Google Data Studio to load the data. Once you load the data, your Google Data Studio's available fields will come here. All the columns in Google Sheet, as you remember, date, profit, sales, discount will be appearing here. And this is the Canvas dashboard we will be working on. So now by default, it will show you a table having order ID and record count, which I don't want. I'll just delete that. Select and delete. Then I click here add chart. These are the types of charts available. So what I need to add first, I will add a sales profit. This is a scorecard. This is a piece of information which is very important for me. So what I do is I just select the scorecard and here my metric, since it's only one piece of information, it will show only metric. There is no dimension. Dimension is of course a date range dimension. So I just click here in the data tab. I write sales. So I want sales to be shown. So this is there. In the styling option, I make it as a compact number. So I do compact, all done. Everything in middle. I select the background color. And the font as white. In the data tab, I also want to see the previous date comparison. So I select here previous period. So whatever the selection period, since or previous year, since it is showing now for the whole set, like from 2011 to 2000, there is no previous period, but I've selected previous period. When I have a date range control, it will automatically take there. Now this is done. I just copy, Control C, Control V, copy it, paste it. So this metric will have profit. So I change my thing to profit. Change the color to something else. Okay. Control C, Control V, transactions or the quantity. So I add the color as label, date range, change the year as quantity. So like this, you can add anomalous like customers, transactions, anything. So these are the one piece of object type I wanted to show. Next is I add a control. Control is something like filter you're adding. So I add a drop down list. So this is a control which will be controlling everything in my report level. So I want to have the control field as order date. And again one more control as Control C, Control V as region. There are various options available which I'm not showing due to lack of time. Something important I wanted to show, that's why. Now I made this, this is in editing format. Now I will go to this button, view, where I can see whether my controls are working. Now if I see order date, this is like each and every date. I don't want in this format. I'll go and change that. Now I just want to show whether my other things are changing because of I have selected only the central region. So my sales has come to only central region, profit of that and quantity of that. Order date, since I have not formatted it, I'll do that and I'll show you in that period like 2013 how much was my central region sales. With this control, with that, all other object visuals will be changing directly. So I go to editing, again editing for base, and then in the control thing, what I'll do is I'll just click this calendar icon. In this date, I have date and time, and I want year and year format, year quarter. There are various options. I do year thing. So I want only the year to be explained. Year. This should be appearing. So when I go to viewing option, so if I select year only, you can select quarter, year, month, year as per your needs. So I just select 2014. So my sales for central region for 2014 will be this much, this much, this much. I can see this. So these are the controls which control all the objects in your, if you had another visuals in this dashboard, those things will also be changing by this control. There are various types of control. If you see, fixed size means same like drop down, but they will have fixed, like I had for 7 companies, all the names will be fixed. I can go and check that. Then you have input box control where you need to input the name of the value. Advanced filter control where you can type the range you want. Advanced filter, sliders can be there, checkbox will be there. Now I'll add some other chart wherein I can show you drop down. This is a table with bars. So I want to see my dimension. my dimension here, I want to see the product segregated by segment, and I want to show my metrics as sales, but I have an optional metrics enable where I can allow users to see profit also. And even I have a segment drill down option wherein you can drill down from segment to you can add here another segment like category would be here and drill down would be here. If I want to show you the numbers also with this data chat, I can do that by having let me show. So this is heat map. So when I go to view option, what is, I told you that I have added profit as my optional metrics. So I have a here. So whether that is working, first I'll clear the filters here. Perfect. Add a discount. So I have a here profit. So I can see sales and profit, or I want to just see the profit of that. I give an option to the users to see only profit or see the discount with the profit. So for office supplies, this much profit was on, this much technology furniture thing, and sales. If you want to see all, check in all, or you have an option to see only one. So this was my default. Now I'll show you something on interaction side. I add a Google map. These are the community visualization I was talking about. So you have sunburst, God chart, and various like enormous 40 community visualizations which are there. You can have heat map, you can have align chart, you have candlestick chart. So these are developed by the third parties, and even you can create your own chart and upload in the Google Data Studio, which you can use future purpose. So that option is also there. So add chart, I add a bubble map. So it is based on my country. So which countries I'm operating it, and color dimension. I want my color to be segregated according to profit, and size of the metric to be done by the sales. So what happens is I don't want this tooltip styling option. I will just remove split view, full screen view, and I don't want even the legends. Show legends and color legend. I will click. So when I view this, and here the main thing is when I select this visual and go to data tab, I click here in filter, I click interaction, cross filtering interaction. This means now it has become an interactive dashboard. When I zoom in this, so this bubble size is my sales and this color is my profit. So when I want to see only the Netherlands, I need not go to the region and change. I just click here Netherlands, and all the filters, all the visuals in the screen will be converted for Netherlands only, as I did for Bangalore thing. If you remember, if I just click one place of thing, and all the visuals I directly can be converted into this filter option can be enabled for almost all the visuals. So you have a pie chart of centers, segment wise region like north, south and west, and you want to only see the north of that. So you can just click that, or you have large cap, small cap, or mid cap, and want to see only the mid cap. Need not go to the filter and then convert. That interactive feature is there in the dashboard. So you can prepare like this all dashboard. Take your time, have a company logo, have a website linked here, and you can create lots and lots of dashboard. This is the point. So I'll be concluding here. I cannot show all the features available in Google Data Studio in one session. There should be a separate sessions for me to take each and every aspect so that you know where we can explore. So in this hurriness, I cannot show you. I have shown you the major things that are available and the dashboards which can be prepared out of it. Now it's a time to take your call. I'll
have a
take you to
question
the
answer session. I think if anybody has question, they can raise their hand. We can unmute them.
yes.
Yeah, Jignesh, I have asked you to unmute. Jignesh, you can speak.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Jignesh. Yes, Jignesh.
Yeah. So just wanted to have a query regarding that. Can we have a live interaction with this dashboard? Like if we have taken the recently example of sales database. Now what we that database is being updated on every quarter. Then can we just connect and automatically just refresh those
Yes,
database and
yes.
have that chart? Okay.
Yes,
So
that is the data refreshness you're talking about. Google
yeah.
Data Studio gives the ability to refresh the data. By default, it is 1 hour. You can convert it to 15 minutes, 1 hour, or 1 day basis or monthly basis. So whatever, if you're connected to Google Sheet and your Google Sheet is refreshed every 1 minute, then your Google Data Studio will automatically get refreshed. So if in Google Data Sheet you will add the data of sales, today's sales, tomorrow's sales, that will automatically be loaded in your Google Data Studio. It is automated process. You need not do and separate adding to of data. Only when it is a new type of data, new field you're adding, that time you need to do data refreshness. But this will be automatic. You have a
So from which menu it needs to be refreshed?
no, once you open Data Studio,
Okay.
Google Data Studio, you have that three buttons like three dots you have. That one is present, one is copy, and one is refresh. So if you click the refresh, it will refresh automatically. Or if you have a settings of 15 minutes refreshment, then it will be automatically refreshed. But if you want a lesser period of time, you need to do that clicking of button, refresh button.
In
If your Google Sheet is yes, I'll show you that.
Yeah, in the right corner, if you select add field, there you will find the option data refreshness. So there you can select whether 15 minutes, 1 hour, or 1 day.
Yes. Any other question?
Another question is any ready-made manual available for learning these features?
Yes, you have Google template tutorials available. There are lots of tutorials in your Google Data Studio YouTube channels also.
Okay.
There are some books published for Google Data. Even Google Data Studio explains each and every feature properly. But how you link it with the finance thing, that you need to learn from a domain specialist. They will teach you the technical aspects of Google Data Studio, but how you can use in the finance angle, that you need to be learning from the Google Data domain specialist finance professional who is using Google Data Studio.
More questions?
I'll just conclude that there are tools available better than this, I'll say, but for a finance professional at low cost investment, for a startup company where you need to present data, compile data, not very complex data, which we have a formatted manner, then we can take advantage of this feature of Google Data Studio, which they have created for Google Analytics. We can do that and create amazing dashboards for our client, and this is can be easily shared, and the benefits can be reaped very soon and very easily. This will be my concluding point.
Yeah, if
Over to you, Namrata.
Namrata, I think she has left for another meeting. Anyone having any more questions or any examples which you would like to see or ask some questions?
In case anyone has queries or relating to data dashboards or want to learn more features, you can contact me at this address. I'll be readily available and very keen to take these sessions. This is my mail ID. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. And you can see my dashboards prepared there.
On behalf of Tech Committee, I would like to extend thanks to Rinki ma'am for conducting this session and enlightening our members on the Google dashboards on Data Studio. And I'm sure everyone will be trying their best out to make use of it, and their weekend will be, they will use the weekend for learning the new techniques which they have learned. And also, it is generally said that data will be the new oil for the in the coming years. And I think how to use the data will be the main question. And I think this is the first step which we will be taking in using the data and analyzing the same. Thank you all the participants, BCS team, Javed, Bilal for conducting this successful seminar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful audience, and sorry for the inconvenience due to some technical internet instability. I think I'll share this PowerPoint presentation also in LinkedIn. So if you people want to go back and see that, that will also be
You can
available.
share on WhatsApp group as well, which we are having for members. Yeah,
Okay, sure.
Technical issues, that is okay, that happens. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.